3 Scary True Ghost Stories, Part 2. The Imaginary Friend. Jacqueline from Oklahoma says that while her memories have faded over the years, she recalls having an imaginary friend when she was young. Her grandparents, Granny Junie and Pa Hank, lived in a small home with a quiet backyard. Jacqueline recalls visiting them as a child. "I have very good memories of my Pa Hank," Jacqueline says on the podcast, Monsters Among Us. "He would sit under the tree with me and tell me stories. The stories were often about his life and memories of Prohibition," she says. "He was actually a very interesting character." The only problem? Her grandfather died in 1981, and Jacqueline was born in 1982. "I don't think I ever realized that I was getting stories from a ghost," she says, adding that the rest of her family knew of his presence in the house. "My Granny Junie would never stay in the house on the anniversary of his death," she says. He did die in the house. Jacqueline also recalls hearing Pa Hank get up in the middle of the night when she was staying at the house. "It never occurred to me that these were memories of an entity," she said. In hindsight, Jacqueline says that even though her childhood imaginary friend was actually her dead grandfather, it casts a different light because it was a relative and not a stranger. "It never felt like ghosts. It felt like talking to my Pa Hank." The Ghosts of Stone's Public House. Considered one of the most haunted restaurants in America, Stone's Public House in Ashland, Massachusetts, doesn't have a ghost problem. It has a ghosts problem. Janet Morazzini, a longtime resident of Ashland, is the bartender and manager of Stone's Public House, which was built by John Stone back in 1832. According to Morazzini, even before she began working at the inn, she heard stories of the ghost of a young boy roaming the halls of the restaurant, which once served as an ad hoc hospital during the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918. "It makes sense," Morazzini tells Today.com. "That's where they would quarantine all the sick people," she explains. "Apparently, quite a few souls have passed just due to that." The inn is also the site for other untimely deaths, including that of a young girl who was struck and killed by a train while she played near the railroad tracks bordering the property. According to Morazzini, a father and son visiting the inn stepped outside the restaurant to watch the trains. After coming back inside, Morazzini overheard the father reassuring his young son that there wasn't anyone else outside, despite the son insisting he'd seen a little girl sitting beside them. He's like, "She was sitting right next to me. She was crying. You didn't see the little girl?" And the dad said, "There was nobody there. It was just me and you, buddy," Morazzini recalls. Other ghosts are said to haunt the old inn, including that of proprietor John Stone, who Morazzini says didn't actually die there, but is believed to be watching over the place. One night when Morazzini was alone at the inn, she says she heard footsteps walking directly above her on the second floor. "I was just like, there is no explanation for that whatsoever. I'm leaving," she tells Today.com. Still, she doesn't believe that the spirits have bad intentions. "I've never had that scary, hair on the back of your neck gotta get out of the building feeling there." The Ghosts of Shawshank Penitentiary. The Ohio State Reformatory in Mansfield, Ohio, is widely known for being the location of the classic movie The Shawshank Redemption. But the old penitentiary, which was shut down in 1990, also has a reputation for being haunted. Home to some of the most hardened criminals, the maximum security prison was once the site of murders, suicides, and other violent encounters, according to Teresa Argy, author and paranormal investigator known as the Haunted Housewife. The reformatory had this incredible vein of violence that ran through it almost from the beginning, Argy tells Today.com. "You can imagine why a place like that would be haunted," she says. There's something negative there, you can just feel it in your bones. And there are, in fact, plenty of ghost stories from the old prison. We ran into female spirits there, which I thought was incredibly interesting, Argy said. One of them, she says, is likely the wife of a former warden who was accidentally shot and killed while pulling a box down from a closet shelf. According to Argy, they've captured recordings of a woman crying, and on occasion, smelled rose perfume in the bedroom. Another spirit that's said to haunt the reformatory is a woman who sits in the prison chapel and cries. When you approach this woman sitting in the pew, she disappears. Other people have seen her walking, Argy says. Then there's the malevolent presence there, according to Argy. And with the help of a medium, she says she communicated with it. He would literally be cussing at me, she recalled. While their sessions with the angry ghost were unnerving, it wasn't until he followed Argy's partner home that they were truly terrified. One day she saw him. Through a reflection of her window, she saw this thing in the back, this shadow figure, and she knew it was him, Argy tells Today.com. After seeking the help of a paranormal expert, Argy says that we haven't seen him since.